Nigga, I told you that shit yesterday. I mean, last time we was over here. Shit. They savages, and you ain't want to listen.
No, I was listening. I heard what you were saying. But seeing it, I mean, hearing it, and then experiencing it firsthand, it's a whole different ballgame.
Shit, they want what they want, and they don't want no competition.
None whatsoever. I like, man, cold as hell in here.
Hey, man, shit. It feels nice to me.
I know that's the light skin shit.
Says the nigga who what?
Oh, shit.
There we go. Pardon me with my sniffles. A nigga having allergies and all this with the changing of the weather and everything.
Yeah. I got the same thing going on.
So how was the weekend, man, while I look up my topics and everything like that?
Man, weekend was cool, man. No.
I can't never seem to get y'all niggas together on the weekend.
Well, you know, it's a little tough. Had the kids this weekend and doing some fun stuff, man. Spending time with them, you know, building, teaching.
What is fun stuff?
Man, just hanging out with family, going to eat, talking, playing out in the yard.
This nigga said playing out in the yard.
For real, man.
Was that fun for you or for...
It was fun for me too, man. It was fun for me too,
the kids are like, Dad, we don't play out in the yard. We play outside, sir.
Man, they had a ball. Jumping in leaves and
Jesus Christ.
So what?
I'm talking to myself. Oh. It was something that I was looking for and I couldn't find it. Oh. But yeah, I think I have it now.
Oh. Forgetful ass nigga.
Well, you know, because I haven't introduced the podcast or anything like that. So, man, I'm gonna have to turn my volume. Is that it? Maybe I'm too close. I should know this by now, being so damn close to the microphone. Can you hear me now? Am I too low, too high?
Yeah, yes. a little too low.
A little too low?
Yeah.
Testing. 1, 2.
That's good. Like
yeah.
That's
all
good.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, so yes. What's goody? What's good? I am your host, Jason JWilldoesTV, and I got my guy over to my left, Sam Ivan the Great, and this is Off on a Tangent, episode probably 3.
Number 3?
Yeah, 3 or 4. Well, 3. I ain't gonna jump ahead or nothing like that. We ain't doing it like that. I can't get folks together, but hey. We gonna get it together. Ain't nothing live just yet, but we getting all this together. So
stay dropping shade.
Who?
Slick.
Hey. I mean, well, it gotta be consistent. That's how I look at it.
For sure.
Consistency, stuff like that. And I know there can be wrenches in the plan. Things can't go as scheduled. So, you know, improvising right now since everything ain't live right now, just getting content, things of that nature. So everything's coolio. So about this weekend though, well, actually, what you got on topic that you want to talk about? I know you said you had your outlines and getting things together and all that. I just want to see if you really up on it like you say you were, sir.
Yeah, man. Like I think just first, I'm just glad to be back, doing my thing, little talking, little speaking. Appreciate Jay bring me back to the microphone. It's been a minute. Just doing this in different aspects. So I appreciate my brother just pulling me in, getting me off my butt, giving me a swift kick to to get some stuff going. So I appreciate that. Mainly, man, like I think for tonight's the beginning of the NBA season. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, interesting situation.
What you think about that? You know what?
Real interesting. Mm-hmm.
With everything, with all the politics, with the football and everything, I kind of haven't really been keeping up with sports. I really haven't even been keeping up with basketball. Now that I know that it has started, I probably will keep up with it. Everything is like a show. Everything entertainment.
Well, of course.
Like I ain't with the soap operas of the Young and the Restless of the Lakers.
Yeah.
The Young and the Restless of the Rockets.
Yeah.
Days of Our Lives. All of that. So it's a lot of stuff. Like a lot of people making a big deal about this whole China thing and LeBron and him backpedaling and all this other type of stuff.
Right. What's interesting about I think his comments on what he thought or what he thought Maury should have said, I guess, or thought concerning the China issue and the issues going on in China. I think it kind of made him sound really hypocritical because the Rockets exec was basically saying that he stood behind the Chinese people standing up for themselves and standing up for what they believed in their rights. And then you got Braun saying this dude needs to know more about the situation. But Braun is, last year before last, was rocking shirts that said "I can't breathe." He was he was one of the most vocal players to say that Sterling needed to be removed from the Clippers. You know what I'm saying? But it's so interesting at the same time, though, while they're on their campaign, because we all know it's about campaigns overseas, right? You know what I'm saying?
I think he was speaking about what LeBron was saying. You can't speak on somebody else's culture. What he was speaking on is the culture that we're going through. I can't speak on China's culture because China's culture, they ain't got freedom of speech.
Correct.
So it's like I can't be over there saying, "Hey, let's rah-rah for the people in China." And then they out there, you know what? LeBron James has my back, and them niggas in China getting killed and caned.
Well, if you're gonna say that, let's parallel it to the point where we remember black folks didn't have freedom of speech,
right?
At one point, you know what I'm saying?
But that was just a race.
That's true.
China is a whole.
It's true, but it's still relevant,
right?
It's still relevant. In my opinion, it's still relevant. You know what I mean? This guy says, "Hey, I stand behind these people having the ability." In his opinion, that's a right of humanity, not just a right of where they live or a geographical location of a government. I believe as human beings, they should have the right to speak up for themselves.
But it's going to affect his business.
But that's the whole point. That's the only reason why LeBron said what he said.
Right.
Which, you know what I'm
now
saying?
He has to backpedal because
now he has to backpedal.
These niggas might not make my shoes no more.
Make my shoes.
I mean, because actually Nike probably had him to backpedal there.
Of course. Come on, he's an employee. At the end of the day, he's still an employee.
I mean, everybody get their shoes made from over there. I was just thinking about Dwayne Wade. Now Dwayne Wade has his own shoe
brand,
his own brand, but it's over in China.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because you got to think of this.
That's kind of dope too. I was kind of looking at a few of them the other day.
Yeah. Rose always always supports D Wade. Shout out to Rose. Shout out to Miami.
Right.
Shout out to D Wade, by the way. I think the first thing is independence when it comes to ball players having their own brands and stuff like that. I think all of them should be doing it, in my opinion. I think all of them should be. You know what I mean? Like we rock Nike, like, you know, we rock
having their own
Adidas.
shoe?
Yeah, I think all of them that have that kind of following should do their own thing, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Because the technology is there. It's not like you have to steal it because, you know what I mean, you got designers that used to be at Nike that are at Adidas and Puma now.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
So hold up, pause for a second.
Yeah.
Why was it such a big deal then with LeVar Ball with his shoe? Because now that you say something, Dwayne Wade has had his shoe for quite some time.
Right.
And you go look online, them John's like 150, 250 off the rip.
Right.
So LeVar Ball shoe was like what, 200?
Like, yeah.
He had a special edition that was like for $5
or $350 or something like that, But no, I think
he wasn't in the league. Of course, I need you to pay $500 for my shoe.
Well,
I made it myself.
See, that's the thing that nobody ever received.
I was like, they ain't received no shoes.
Man, did you hear Hov say he never got his shoes? He bought a pair from LeVar Ball. He never got his shoes.
Hell no, I ain't hear that.
Yeah, Hov said I never got them, but I support them. You know what I'm saying? Like I supported too. I wasn't paying $500 for them money call them Chevy Caprice classic looking shoes. I wasn't finna, you know what I'm saying, do that. But at the same time, I support anybody trying to be independent and building their own brand and building their own culture around the brand. I think that one of the main reasons why I think the Big Baller brand.
Right.
I think the reason why a Big Baller brand didn't really do what LeVar wanted it to do was because he just didn't have the marketability. Because look at D-Wade. You know what I'm saying?
Now the powers that be, they might have a little something to do with that.
But at the same time though, you have to be realistic. You're talking about somebody who hadn't played a game in the league, who wasn't, mind you, who was not touted or loved on the level as a Zion.
Right.
Or Grant Hill,
right,
or even Penny. You know what I'm saying?
That's how Zion had their market.
Yeah, of course. Right.
The media was pumping him up.
Of course, because you got it. You know, you already know. I mean, you've been around a long time. You follow sports a long time. There's always a media darling.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's always a media darling.
And look what happened to him.
Dude.
That nigga about to be Greg Oden.
Dude, I hope, you know what? I hope he's not.
This nigga finna be Greg Oden. Mark my words,
dude. Like the part that trips me out about the whole thing, and even being marketable, like we were talking about, Triple B and Lonzo, and you know, because even Lonzo don't even wear his own shoes. Like Lonzo don't wear the shoes himself. You know what I'm saying? I just found out and heard that his shoes was ripping during games. Mm-hmm. So he kept having to switch out his shoes, his own shoe. Right. Which is a testament to quality. Right. So if the shoe that you rock that's got your name on it is trash, what makes you think anybody else going to buy them too? Man, you know what I'm saying? Put some Gorilla Glue on the sole. I mean, you should be good. You should be cool. Oh, no, man. He didn't want to wear them shoes, dog. He looked at them shoes. His daddy probably designed them joints. And probably his daddy partner and one of their cousins. And then Lonzo was like, man, I'm going to wear these joints just because of Pop. But, dude, these shoes ugly as So, okay, now you say they're ugly, right? Yeah, they trash. Them shoes, let me get this straight. Those shoes were trash. Period. They were garbage. Hold on. Maybe it was this little pop filter. Pop filter? Maybe that's what it is. Hold on. Them niggas, that nigga shoe look like Kobe's. Them Mamba 8s and 9, the low top joints. Mm-hmm. That's what it looked like. Still trash. I'm like, still everybody trash. Keep talking about, man, them joints look garbage. And I'm like, dude, you got some Kobe's on right now. Those Kobe's were trash.
I agree.
Those Kobe's were trash.
The
I'm
one that
sorry.
looked like had the little snake eye.
Yes, those Kobe's were trash. They were.
Even the little boot joint.
Yeah, those Kobe's
I kind
were
of
trash.
slick like them joints.
The boots were
junk
all
that
right,
came
but
all the way up here.
but they were still those were trash.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I mean, they're iconic because it was a different type, especially with him with the Achilles injury or whatever I think he had around that time. They were still trash though.
I don't even know why niggas is playing in low tops anyway. I'm still confused.
They act like it's 1968 in the league again.
I'm still confused.
They shorts getting shorter and they shoes getting shorter too. What you gonna do? Pull your socks up? Are they
getting shorter?
Yeah, bro. Have you noticed? Like ball players are not wearing baggy shorts no more. Look in the NCAA. Watch this year. If you look at the Tigers jersey, everybody got the snug jerseys and stuff because they say people be grabbing them, but even their shorts getting shorter.
Now, I thought you were talking about the NBA. Now, college, yes.
Yeah. I
did notice when they would bring out the Memphis State jersey, them shorts be like mid-thigh. I was like, dude, what are we doing?
They got
You got your boxer briefs on? During the game? Word? Is this what's going on in the streets?
I guess, man, because they, I guess they feel like they're more mobile or something, but you know what I mean? Like I ain't got a hoop in them or nothing like that. I'm just saying, but back to what you was talking about Zion, right?
Right.
And the marketability of athletes before they even set foot on the court, right? So you remember, so think about this, right? Here we are, it's 2019. You got D-Wade just retired. You got Melo, he's kind of in limbo, right?
I don't even know what they doing.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think that's a whole nother
They
topic.
Mark Jackson, they need.
Yeah, they Mark Jackson them. They really did. So they Mark Jackson them and they Mahmoud Abdul Rauf them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They blackball Melo, like real talk. And it ain't all Melo fault. And I'm gonna just leave it at that. But the tripped out part about it is that class, you got D-Wade, you got Melo, you got LeBron, right?
Yep.
So LeBron been in the league since what was it? 2003? I guess, something like that, around there. It's been 16, 17 years?
Okay.
I think this is year 17, something like that. I had to look it up. But he's almost been in the league 20 years. He's close, right?
Okay.
So everybody remembers how big of a star LeBron was pre-NBA days, right? So Zion comes along. And so everybody's, of course, immediately comparing him to LeBron, right?
Right.
So you got contractual issues already. Like he's been sued already. He's countersued. There's a lot of stories wrapped around his not being able to go directly to the league from high school. He went to Duke that one year. People talked about, and they're still talking about, the way he plays with reckless abandon. He's a big boy. He can get up. You know what I'm saying? So looking at that now, right? The NBA's newest biggest star, not their biggest star, but their newest biggest star is not playing on opening night. And that's like a black eye to the league. Real talk. So he's out 6 to 8 weeks. Meniscus. He's 18, 19, right?
Right.
This does not bode well for Zion at all. Like I'm not gonna Greg Oden him all. I'm not gonna Greg Oden him now. But I will say that looking at his size and the way that he plays, like he's gonna have to drop some weight. You know what I'm saying?
That nigga hurt himself when he tore that shoe.
That shoe. He hurt himself then. I do agree with that.
It's that same knee that they talking about. So as soon as he blew it, I'm like, this nigga career over.
I mean,
it is.
I hate to say that. I hate to say that. But a lot of times though, man.
At least he already got his money.
Okay, so now you going exactly where I was finna go.
At least he already got his money.
He already got his paper.
He straight, let me see. He got a shoe deal already.
He got a shoe deal with Jordan. Jordan Brand, he got a shoe deal. Yep. And he
So
had
it's not with Nike, it's the Jordan
it's with Jordan
brand.
Brand. It's with Jordan Brand. Yeah.
That might be the curse then.
Well, I don't know too many players.
Carmelo Anthony is also a Jordan Brand.
Well, D-Wade used to be Jordan Brand too. He was Jordan Brand for a little while.
And he jumped ship quick.
Yeah, he didn't stay with Jordan Brand.
Right.
Long.
He was there for like...
Well, his first couple years he wore Converse.
Did he?
Yeah. Yeah. He had Converse. And then he went with Nike. And then I think after he left Nike, then he started his own, which was smart in my opinion. He started his own. So but I think when he first got to the league, he did rock Converse.
Which I'm not sure how well of a seller it is nationwide, because I don't see nan nigga rocking them Johns here. But I don't even think they even sell them Johns here.
Which ones?
Them Way of Wades. No,
I think you gotta get those online. Probably boutique specialty shop may have them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cause I know, Memphis, we be like bandwagon city.
Mm-hmm. He ain't lying. I mean, it's changing, but
right.
It's regional. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like we'll be like, I remember we used to check niggas wearing New Balance, but you can go out of state. Them Johns is like, they'll rock them Johns over Nikes.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Saucony's, they still rock them Johns.
Yeah. Yeah.
They rock them like Reeboks.
We got exposed later. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we be rocking niggas for the wrong here. Oh, they nigga got these on. No.
Well, we got Nike distribution center here too, so that's another reason.
Do kids still check over not having name brand stuff?
Sometimes they do, but there's so many different brands out now. You know what I'm saying? So it's so many different brands because like,
and you can be fresh without having okay, like you can wear H&M stuff if people even still shop there, but
right.
None of that stuff got a brand on it. It just kind of look cool.
Yeah. But a lot of folks rocking. They rock. Schools had uniforms to try to keep down a lot of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So even with the shoes too, like, cause I was, man, like I was online.
You haven't been giving your son the 201 sandals, have you?
Man, we ain't talking about that shit tonight. Talking about them damn Halabusha sandals.
Oh, okay.
Nah, he ain't wearing them damn sandals, man.
Hey.
What?
I just seen, though, Kanye has some new sandals that look like...
Get out.
Dead ass serious. Look just like them 201. I was like, oh my God. Sam can bring them Johns back out the closet. I'm sure he has them.
Man,
I'm sure he has them.
Ain't nobody rocking them sandals, man.
He did not deny that he does not have them.
No, I don't have those. First of all, I have to say this again. I got them sandals at Walgreens, and they was to wear around the house because my mama was like, you need to stop walking around these hardwood floors with no shoes and socks on. So I got them sandals, and then one morning I got up. Excuse me. I can't be burping all on the microphone. I got up one morning, and I was in a rush, and we lived like 30 minutes from the school. My mom had to drive me there, so I just grabbed them shoes and put them on with some white socks because I couldn't find my shoes.
The stories that are told when niggas lie.
Nah, ain't nobody lying, man. I'm telling the truth. Like, that's what happened. And then I was like, put them junks on, and I was like, man, I'm from South Memphis, dog. Man, I wear what I want to. And I got to school, and they set my whole life on fire for an entire day, and I never wore them just again.
Lies.
I wore one more time. I wore one more time.
You wore them just several times.
I ain't wear them shoes several times. Man,
okay,
stop lying, dude.
Okay,
I wore
Samuel.
them twice.
Okay, Samuel.
That was 2 times. You
okay, Samuel.
I did not wear them shoes as many times as you wore that Tommy Hilfiger hockey jersey.
Hey. I spent $1.25. I'm gonna get my wares out of that joint.
That boy had that Tommy. He had that Tommy Hockey jersey on at least twice a month. It's 4 weeks in a month, so he's the wear that jersey at least twice a month. Every other week.
True.
See, okay. See, I know that's what I know I'm talking about.
Hey.
Yeah,
I wore it at least
accurate.
once. I wore it at least once a month.
You wore that junk twice a month, bruh. Stop.
I eventually got other Tommy shit that I didn't have to rock it so often. But yeah, when I first got that junk, look at this Tommy on the front and the back, on the sleeves. Shit, don't play. Not this little bitty Tommy joint on the chest. No,
the little flag, the little baby flag.
Right. If I'm spending a buck anything, that junk gonna have it everywhere. Look at her.
But you know, think about the marketability of athletes, the marketability, just how we view.
Truth be told, clothes. I still got that junk.
And you probably can still fit that junk too.
Yes.
I know I couldn't fit. I can't fit none of my high school shit. Anyway, like the way we
get on this plant-based lifestyle.
I need to, like for real, I need to. I had some greens last night for dinner. By the way, no meat, just greens. So I'm starving.
Baby steps,
dog. Like the way we shop too. You know how stuff is marketed to us is very important. We were talking about because we talked about this before about programming, and we look at Zion, we look at, you know what I'm saying, we look at LeBron, we look at Odell Beckham, which Odell Beckham got some nice 720 Air Max that's out right now. I like them joints. The way we the way we spend our money, man, is like, because you mentioned a lot of the stuff that was considered to be off-brand back in the day, that right now, like, you got whole apps and websites dedicated to it. Like, if you go on Instagram, you put in New Balance, man, it's some fresh, stupid fresh New Balance everything. Stupid. Puma? Like, Puma got some dope shit out right now.
That's ever since Jay-Z and all them.
Right. Since Vegas got involved. So, but they understood that was an untapped, like, there's an untapped aspect of the market. They took a brand that was basically dead and said, look, like, sneaker culture is sneaker culture. It's not just Jordan culture. It's not just LeBron culture. It's not just, you know what I'm saying, Richard Sherman culture, OBJ culture. It's sneaker culture.
Right.
Which means, because even like Gary V got the K-Swiss. He a businessman. You know what I'm saying? He just got his own shoe. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't never liked K-Swiss.
Yeah, but of course, like, but still, like, and them junts sell out.
Right.
Like, because folks rocking them.
In other states. So, like, if you go to Florida, they love K. I'm like, dude.
Yeah. So it's like, but it's a market for it everywhere.
Especially that basic junk.
Just the basic.
They had the... If you wore it twice, it looked like the big toe bubbled up at the top of it.
I think they started working on that too, because now I think they started working on how, you know, the shoes are made or whatever, to try to improve, because some of them, you know, the toes would turn up and stuff or whatever. Because that's people, you know, like, man, them some buddies, because, you know, they don't stay straight, but you got to put paper in them or something, like, you know what I'm saying? But, like, I just noticed, man, like, we're constantly barraged and, like, just hit in the head with, like, stuff, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, you need these, new this, you need these, new that.
Everybody want to be first, and everybody, it got to be the newest, whatever. Like, dude, no.
You really don't, because you can seriously spend $300-$400 on an entire wardrobe if you want it. Nice stuff. It may not be Prada or whatever, you know what I'm saying? It may not be like, you know, some Givenchy tennis shoes, which I've seen some Givenchy tennis shoes and them junks was like basic as hell,
Trash.
and they were trash, and they like $2,000-$3,000. You know what I'm saying?
They feel great. If you touch the leather on them junks, I'm
Yeah.
like, man, these things feel wonderful.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But I'm like,
yeah.
who finna keep these junks clean all the time? Especially if I'm spending $2,000, I'm wearing these shoes every day. Every day.
I don't blame you, dog. Like if I spend 2 G's on some shoes, they better come with some feet in them motherfuckers.
My nigga, well, you know what? I ain't even gonna say my spot. This podcast might get popular and I can't shop there no more. So
then they had to pay you some money.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. But I try not to spend that much money on shoes. And I'm a sneakerhead, but it's like I'm also about comfort. And a lot of them shoes that look dope don't be comfortable.
They don't be comfortable.
Like, I used to like J's, and then I started wearing them Johns. I'm like, man, they gonna hurt my feet. Why these niggas like these shoes?
Yeah, because I got some Redd Foxx, which is my absolute. I know a lot of people say Concords, they favorite, but my Redd Foxx.
I like the patent leather Johns.
They like those are the first J's I bought ever in 1989. The Force, black and red.
Okay.
Yeah.
Them the junk. Hold up. Is that the one that used to have the elephant print on the junk? Is that the one you talking about?
You talking
the gray
about
bottom?
Yeah. Well, they had the white ones with like what they call concrete gray, white and concrete gray with like the red accent to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the little wings on the side, what they call the wings, the little
yeah
on the side. They had the mesh on the side. Yeah,
that's the one you talking about.
Yeah, so yeah,
so
and those shoes do hurt. You can't walk. You cannot walk. You can't walk in those shoes for more than like 2 hours. You gotta take them off.
I love that style shoe, so I got me some. I was like, "Ooh, I'm on Nike .com. Got the little hookup. Blah 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 blah." Got them shoes, sported them. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, they hurt.
Is this what these niggas be wearing?
Yeah.
Man, throwing away like $500 for a pair.
Yeah.
Man, return. I return them John so quick.
Because, after you get to a certain age, it's more about comfort than it is style. Like, you still want to be stylish. Mm-hmm. Your clothes, your shoes, but it's really more about comfort. Because even with like buying suits or whatever, even dress shoes, like Cole Haans are probably my top dress shoe because they're mainly because they're comfortable.
Right,
they're stylish, but mainly because they're comfortable. And when I wear them, I'm gonna wear them for more than 30 minutes or an hour or two. You know what I'm saying? I probably rock them all day.
My granddaddy used to tell me all the time. He used to say, he's like, I might not spend a lot of money on a lot of things, but I'm going to always spend some money on a good pair of shoes.
Good pair of shoes, that's right.
He's like, if you go cheap with your shoes, it's going to show, and you're going to keep having to buy some old shoes.
You're going to keep having to buy.
But if you get you a good pair of shoes, and you're going to never have that problem, and they'll last. I'm like, you know what? All right, cool. Give me a good pair of shoes, I'm cool. People usually rock me like, this nigga be rocking Fila. Nigga, them Filas was comfortable.
Filas were comfortable, dog. And I
way
had like
more comfortable than them Air Force Ones.
Yeah,
everybody rocking the Air Force One. I'm like, nah, give me them F13 junts, please. Comfortable. Didn't hurt my feet.
Those are the was it Grant Hill had those? Was it the Grant Hill ones?
Nah, these was just the regular junk. It was the Fila F13 junk.
Oh, okay.
I had them junk, and I had the Grant Hill junks. Them were comfortable. There was another pair that I had. Just a little classic junk. That little low top classic shoe was dope. But yeah, them the Air Force One shoe, I went and tried them junk. I'm like, you know what?
They're so flat,
everybody.
Man. They so flat.
Me influenced. I was influenced by everyone else. I'm like, you know what? Let me go get some of these. Went and tried them on. I was walking around. I was like,
you try and walk around, see how they look. I'm
Yeah.
like, these shits is ugly and they hurt. Nah, I'm good. I'm straight.
I had 3 pair of Forces. I had some all white ones. I had some all white high top ones.
Mm-hmm.
There were mids. I had the mids, the all white mids, because the high top was the
They had the strap.
The strap, yeah. So I had the mids that had the strap.
You know what? Fila killed them with the strap with that shit.
Actually, the Filas actually look better. Like real talk, the actual Filas with the strap.
Let the strap hang at the back.
They look better. They did. And then people was rocking them Filas with that, like you said, the strap hanging at the back. Actually, you probably had more people at that time rocking them Filas than you did them Air Force Ones at that time. And then when Nelly them came out,
that's because we was in South Memphis.
But still, like people was rocking them,
right?
And then when Nelly them came out with the Air Force One song, it kind of brought them back. Because I remember I was working at a shoe store at the time, and we could not keep them just when he brought this when him and St. Lutis brought that song out. So that's another aspect of influencer. Like, because guess what? Nelly was an influencer way before we even knew what influencer marketing was. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Nelly was an influencer. LL Cool J was an influencer. You know what I'm saying? Like Run DMC were influencers, rocking the Adidas. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And like I was listening to something the other day that said that it was so crazy because LL was rocking the Kango and Kango wouldn't even give him a deal. Mm-hmm. Like, it was so stupid. Like, dude, you got the biggest star in the world at that time, rap hip hop star, right? Rocking Kangos. And everybody was trying to rock they was going buying Kangos, bro. And Kango would not cut that dude a check.
They probably weren't in tune or didn't think.
Well, see, they thought it was a fad. They thought hip hop was a fad at the time anyway.
That too, and they were probably still making money with or without him anyway. So like, this guy, it's nothing.
But I'm sure they looked at them numbers after he came out and was like, man, sales got to be up.
He might have got some money.
He might have got some a little later, but I know in the beginning he wouldn't get nothing from, like, they would not do a deal with him.
None of us. I mean, no hip hop act was pretty much then. We had to pretty much go, because that's when stuff like St. Ides was coming out.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, we finna just come out with our own little stuff real quick.
Yeah.
Scissor start coming out.
Yeah. It got kind of silly.
Was it silly?
Some of that stuff was silly.
Scissor was kind of good. It was better than Hypnotic.
It was, yeah. Because
I'm talking about the alcoholic beverage scissor, the purple bottle drink.
Yeah, not the actual. Yeah. Right. Because now here we go again. When we talk about marketing and we talk about programming, Black folks, African American, men and women, we've always been at the forefront because everything we did was always the coolest shit because we broke it first. And a lot of times we saw something that was cool and we was like, all right, I'm going to rock it like this. I'm going to do it like this.
We got our own style.
We got our own style. And
man, we can have ponies and rock them just fresh.
And then look, do a show, be seen on something. Not everybody rocking ponies. Mm-hmm. Like everybody rocking the Reebok Classics. You know what I'm saying?
If you rock it the right way, it's still gonna be fresh.
It still could be fresh.
I look at the pony website and I'm like, man, that's something kind of hard. Mm-hmm. Nah.
This man walk around with some ponies on.
I might wear a pony t-shirt.
Yeah. But see, that's the, like, somebody was, I think I was watching a interview with DJ Paul, and Paul was saying that, like, everything's going back to the 90s now. And it is. Like, you can see it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's all going back to even, like, the music, the beats.
That was the dopest time.
It was the dopest time.
Yeah.
Because it was the transition from 80s hip-hop culture.
Which I hated.
You don't like the 80s, man? Mm-hmm. Damn, that's surprising to me.
Mm-hmm. Well, who are we talking about? Because usually when you make mention of that, people say the Sugar Hill Gang and all that. Nah, you can
that was really 70s.
Okay, so
that was really 70s. Okay. That was like they were still rocking the sequence. The dudes were still rocking the sequence and all that stuff then.
Right. So who would you say 80s?
Of course, Run DMC, LL, NWA. When NWA started doing the all black everything, you know, DOC, the black leather coat, the black jeans.
Okay.
And then they had the Nike Cortez,
Yeah.
the black, they wore all black with the white Nike Cortez. You know what I'm saying? They would do that. You know, that was the West Coast thing.
Hey, niggas was really getting their ass beef for wearing stuff like
For
that
wearing
too.
stuff. You know what's funny? Like, I was talking to my nephew.
I love my gray and blue gangster Nikes.
He couldn't believe that people would get beat up for wearing certain stuff.
The gray, I will have the, I only will wear it on certain days, but yeah, the gray and blue gangster Nikes with the blue Dickie set. Man, that blue Dickie set was so hard.
Bruh.
Oh, man.
I remember, because see, that's a West Coast thing too. And it was a down South thing.
Yeah.
Cause niggas in Texas was rocking the Dickies.
Mm-hmm.
And we was rocking the Dickies too.
Mm-hmm.
And cause that was something that, you know what's funny? Cause our dads and uncles, they worked in them clothes.
Work sets, yeah.
And we thought it was cool cause how they rocked them.
Right.
Then
I still rock one of them joints.
And then
Put my little name on Put my little name on that
you
joint.
personalized the Dickie said that.
Hey, yeah. Or maybe just say my name is on the joint
Yeah.
right there. Yeah.
And you know it was funny? Because again, our influence on pop culture. Like it went from hip hop culture or street culture to pop culture, popular culture. Cause everybody was rocking. White boys in middle America was rocking a Dickie set with the Nike or the Nike Cortez or the Converse.
Okay, so I'm finna switch up, go on a tangent real quick.
Okay. This is what we do, by the way.
About something you just said. So, all right, that was the influence that we had. That's what we mimicked. That's what we liked. All right, so what is or where is the imagery coming from for where the new artist and the kids, how they're dressing?
What now?
Yeah.
Rock and roll. 80s rock and roll. 80s rock music.
So
I'm gonna tell you why.
you think that you know what? Okay, all right. You might be right because
It's a mixture.
you might be right because all right. What was we Joan and we get on Lil Uzi Vert, right?
Right?
And a couple of other artists how they wear their little. I ain't even gonna say weird, real feminine stuff.
They dress like punk rockers from the 80s. I'm telling you.
So I saw an old photo of Rick James.
Mm-hmm.
This nigga had red thigh-high boots.
Yeah.
I mean, came all the way up the thigh.
Yeah.
Over the knee.
Yeah. That's that ambidextrous. That what do they call it? Not ambidextrous, but that what is that? It's not ambidextrous, is that because that's being able to use both hands. You know what I'm talking? Yeah. It sounds like a nigga with too much education. Ambidextrous. What am I talking about? And I'm not high, by the way.
Oh man, this nigga
the ambiguous. That's what I'm looking for. And the ambiguous. You remember the ambiguous 80s? Prince, Rick James. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The sequence, the tight pants.
Right.
And them dudes had women falling out. Michael Jackson, the tight pants with the pants all the way up like halfway his calf with them white socks on. And women used to pass out. Like Michael Jackson moonwalk and women would pass out, dog.
I didn't realize that Rick James used to have like these heels.
Yeah. That's where Prince got it from.
Really?
Because that's what, remember Rick James talked about the first time he saw Prince. And he was like, who is this little nigga with these heels on?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, Prince used to rock the heels because he was short.
Right.
That's another reason why he used to rock them. But he was like, who is this little nigga with these heels on, dancing in front of all these, and got these women passing out? And he got
my phone at? It's over there.
This
Never mind.
old man losing his phone. But
I heard it, so I thought it was right here, but it's way over there.
see, tell your dog to come bring it to you. But that's what, man, like, it's funny because you are dead on it. Back in them 80s, right? That party culture transitioning from like that Studio 52, the disco, remember? Like the disco era, the dudes with the tight pants.
But again, well, okay, so the generation after us, you're saying we're looking at rock star images?
We're looking at it.
But they had other images in hip hop to look at, though.
True. But also think about how every generation you get something from previous ones, but you want to do your own thing. This generation is trying to go as far away, I think, is my opinion, is trying to go as far away from what we did before because they want to set themselves apart. Right. And I respect that. I respect that. Like, I'm not finna rock it.
But you like taking it a little too far, though.
What you mean?
I mean, they're taking it a little bit too far.
Well, come on now. Like, you gotta realize when it comes to culture and young people, they're always gonna take it too far. Because think about us. Think about that baggy shit we used to wear.
Man,
dog, come on now. Let's go back. So look at Carl Kanai, for instance. Do you remember how big those shorts were?
Yes.
Like they said, okay, if you had a 32 in the waist, it was a 32 in the waist, but them shorts would hang down damn near to your calf, and they were short, and they were wide as hell.
Yeah.
The pockets looked like mailboxes.
But my mom told me that that's what they used to call, they were stovepipe pants and shorts. So she was like, ain't nothing new under the sun. We used to rock this before. I was like, what?
It all comes
I was like,
back,
not like this, though. Not like Kana, though.
Dude, it all comes back around. And that's like when
they got this big cursive K on it, mama? No.
That was hip hop. Like, that was basically like their way of like Kanai and Fubu and Major Damage and Cross Colors
stuff. I call it vintage when I wear it.
It's vintage. It really is. Like, for real.
Like, you still got this Fubu? Like, this is vintage. Yeah, vintage. Excuse me, vintage.
Yeah. Like, of course, I don't see Fubu making a comeback. It may. I don't know. It just depends.
It has made a comeback. It's called Coogee.
Gotcha. Which, remember?
For real, they bought Coogee. They bought and owned Coogee.
You remember rocking the Coogee, which was more like East Coast thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. With the what was it? The Gucci glasses that Big used to wear, or whatever. I think something like that. He the Coogee sweater. Right. Remember, Bill Cosby was rocking the Coogee sweaters on the Cosby Show. Remember? Go back in time. Remember? Everybody was talking.
Those Coogee?
There were Coogee, and there were other. He had another. I think it was another brand or something that he used to wear, but he used to rock the Coogee sweaters because that was high. You know what I'm saying? That was the that was like what do you call it was, I'll say it's the high on the totem pole as far as like quality, whatever. That was like, you had money, you rocked the Coogee, but remember that's like, what is that, Italian styling or whatever the case is, right? So if we go, if we look at it, and I don't want to get too deep, remember the Moors were the ones that basically saved Europe, right? Because the Moors ruled Europe for like 200 years.
Filthy.
Right. But remember, the Moors were the ones that gave Italians their style. So think about how we talk about styling and all that. Italy, right? If you got an Italian suit now, today, right now, like that's the best Italian manufacturing and stitching and all of that is the absolute best, right? Came from the Moors, black men, right? Black people. Looking at back in the 80s, Coogee, when black folks started rocking Coogee and started rocking the Italian sweaters and all of that, like it became again, iconic because we put it on. Like other people had it on, but when we put it on, it took on a whole different meaning.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so we can touch something like we can touch anything. Because if you think about like,
sometimes we can exaggerate it though, but yeah.
what you mean? Give me an example.
Like I ain't finna go get the whole sweater set.
You mean like the sweater and the hat and
No, it's like they will have the short set. It would be like the sweater with the shorts.
Yeah.
Like we got sweater shorts?
Yeah.
Like
that was kind of corny. I didn't like that.
And then you get the Coogee shoes. I got sweater on my shoes. No, I'm good. I'm straight.
I mean, you know, they tried. Like they put it out. They tried.
Or they'll flip it and wear it with the little Maury.
The Maury
shoes where they'll still look like Coogee, but it have the gator.
Yeah, the Maury. Yeah,
the big alligator head on the top of it. You're like, dude, come on now. We're doing a little too much, man. But it was pimp wear.
Yeah, it was pimp. Yeah, that's what the pimps rock.
So I understand you're gonna wear something gaudy, you're gonna wear something extravagant, you're gonna wear something like, nigga, I just cause I can,
right.
nigga.
I just paid $1,000 for
just cause I can.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, it was about status.
I never understood the the fur coat drag. You're dragging your mink on the floor. It's so long it's dragging. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I never understood that, but it was like, nigga, cause I can. Because I can get it dirty, nigga. Because I can go get some more. Because I can go get another one, nigga.
Exactly.
That's what it is, nigga.
Exactly.
I can go get another one, nigga. You feel me?
That was pimp. Like that was pimping. Like that was, you know, even though I don't support pimping. Like that's another thing with us. Like we say pimping, it can mean 3 or 4 different things. You know what I'm saying? But pimping in this aspect, when you talking
pimping is pimping, says pimping been pimping.
Exactly.
Pimping.
Exactly. So, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the thing that when we do something, we can change the meaning of it and make it look totally different. You know what I'm saying? Or make it sound totally different. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like that, what's that song? Oh man. You know what I'm talking about? Diddy. I think it's on, I'm trying to remember what album it's on. It may have been, I'm not sure it was not Ready to Die, but it may have been on Life After Death. And when Diddy was like, nigga pimp so hard, he dragged his mink on the floor.
Right.
Like you said, I can drag my mink on the floor because I can afford to.
Right.
That represents status. That represent my ability to get this paper. And there's a certain amount of respect attached.
And I
to
don't even care about it.
And I don't care.
Right.
Like I can, you know what I'm saying?
You can
like
step on this joint.
Yeah,
I'm gonna look back, but
you know what I'm saying?
Get out of here, man.
Like, and then, so looking at it now,
I'm stupid.
No, you ain't lying. But that's you are not lying. That is like we represent we represent with what we wear. You know what I'm saying? It's a representation of us as individuals. Because if I'm able to say that, man, I'm rocking this whatever, and we talking about to the highest degree, if I can drag a $3,000 mink on the floor, like I'm not worried about what you talking about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you talking about, I'm finna spend $200 on drinks. Nah, partner. Like I'm buying a bar tonight and I'm dragging this mink on the floor.
It's like the money that I'm making while I'm talking to you, I can get another one tomorrow.
I get paid I get paid to show up here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what that was associated with. Like I don't, cause of course, like, you know, I'm in a different space or area of time. I don't know what, like this generation, I'll say this generation, I don't know what we'd have to ask. I don't know what they look at as being like dragging they mink on the floor or whatever, how they rock their stuff, but I'm sure they have something that they look at and say,
them ugly ass shoes they wearing now.
Yeah.
Them shoes, they look like they got 8 soles on the bottom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, dude, they're
They're recycled shoes.
bro.
They look like they look like expensive orthopedic shoes.
Yeah. So like them Balenciagas, right?
That's exactly what I'm
Prime
talking
example.
about.
So I'm looking at some Balenciagas, right? I'm looking at them. I'm checking them out. Because I'm trying to see what the big deal is.
Mm-hmm.
So I also go, as you look at now, like all of the companies are going to that same type of style, right? You got the
I saw Wade got a pair.
got some that look like that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give you an example. So
Well, hold up, pause.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna pause for 1 second about that. So if you look at that, niggas is spending $2,000 for a sock liner glued to
a shoe
styrofoam.
sole. Yep. That's exactly what that is.
It's
You
a
ain't
sock.
lying.
It's a sock liner
Mhm.
glued to styrofoam and a rubber on the bottom of that. That's it.
That's it.
I was like, dude, y'all gotta be kidding me.
Yep. That's exactly what it is. And I guarantee you
And
a lot of them made at the
that-
same factory.
It's that you remember the penny fives, that sock liner insole thing.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
Yeah, the one I think you could remove it or something like that.
Yes.
Wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah.
That's all that is.
Mhm. And they made it into a shoe.
And it's just glued to that. And y'all niggas, I'm like, it's $2,000 for
Yeah.
them joints.
Mhm.
$1,500. And then the other joint, what's the other shoe? There's another shoe that they got. Like I said, it looked like several different old recycled soles
Yeah.
glued, stacked on top of each other.
Right.
And then you put the shoe inside of that and put some other
Yeah,
layers of old shoes on top
On top
of that.
of it. Yeah, because that's exactly because
I'm like, nigga, you know what? I'm finna start making a shoe. I'm gonna come out with a shoe.
Because you know what? Look at the Yeezys. Right? So you got
These ain't Yeezys, but they some
Adidas.
Adidas, but
Right.
it's just a sock liner.
Right. It's a sock liner.
That's
Yeah.
it. I ain't even gotta tie this up.
Yeah. Yeah. And you see, that's the thing.
But trust and believe. This was $30.
Yeah. Yeah. But see, you made a point. When you talked about those, you got shoes that look exactly like them with a different name on it, right? Different brand that costs 20 times as much as that shoe does. So looking at artists and entertainment, because they put it on and they say this costs $1,500, this costs $2,000. Somebody's gonna be like, "Oh man, I gotta have them. I gotta get them joints. Like I gotta get them. Like I get." But why? It's the same exact shoe as this other one over here.
Just to say that they spent them.
Just to say it.
I was looking at, and I hate to throw my nigga under the bus because I fuck with Dolph, but he is a part of that generation that just buys something just because it costs that much money.
Just because it
like
costs.
he had some, he took a picture. He had some white Versace boots on. They look like they were some snow boots or something, but
Yeah, I'm shoes. Like,
one he's so small, but the boot was like way up here. He looked like he was finna walk on the moon with these joints on.
Yeah.
And the only thing you saw this big gold lion head on the top of the joint. I was like, man, this joint look ridiculous.
Yeah.
But the only thing he gonna say, nigga.
I got some Versace's on.
Well, not only that, he'll just say, nigga, this shoe costs more than what you made this year.
This year.
Like, okay, all right.
Yeah.
So they brag on it about that, but them just not fresh.
Yeah. But
when we bragged about some, them jumps was fresh.
yeah, it had to be something that it looked good, it was appealing, it was stylish, and it costs.
Right.
Because it was like because remember I was saying, like, we going back in time. It's like culture, clothing, it goes in circles. It's a revolving door.
We as parents have failed that we have not taught our children style. They don't know what's fresh, man. They don't know what's fresh.
It's like, okay, if I look at this long enough and I see it long enough and I keep seeing it over and over and over and over and over and over again, I'm seeing it in my news feed. I'm seeing it on a commercial. I'm seeing it in a video, right? I'm seeing it on Vivo, you know what I'm saying, on YouTube. I'm seeing, you know what I'm saying, I go to a concert. I see Dolph at the concert, you know what I mean? Shout out to South Memphis, by the way.
Right.
I see Rosa, I see the baby rocking them joints. I see Lil Baby rocking them just like, I'm be like, I gotta get them just like, I gotta get something that look just like it because they got them on. And they could look like complete utter garbage. But I'm finna get them just because, man, so whoever got women chasing after them, they got whatever, you know what I'm saying? So back to you talking about them Balenciagas.
And well, I ain't even gonna jump on that. No. Go ahead.
Like them Balenciagas, right? So the Nike Air Monarch right now, they got a Nike Air Monarch. It's you can look it up right now. The Nike Air Monarch on the Nike app. Them jumps is like $180 if I'm not mistaken. These exact same shoes, my dad, who is 74 years old, I know 7-8 years ago, he had 2 pair of those. They call them court shoes. So these shoes used to be called tennis shoes, TENNIS.
Right.
Tennis shoes.
Now they're labeled as running.
They style them, which those Monarchs.
Training shoes.
They're right. How much are those shoes, by the way, if you got that pulled up? The Air Monarch.
I'm looking at 56.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got some that's 56. My dad got them shoes at like Shoe Carnival or something for like 19, 20 bucks. And he had like 3 pair of them.
Because ain't nobody fucking with them shoes.
Because ain't nobody mess with them. But check it out. They got some that's on the Nike app right now that's like 180, so like a special edition Air Monarch. Plus, those shoes, you can do what is it called? But you can get them custom. You can customize them.
Okay.
Right? So they're like, and those things are like bulky. They got like knots on them. They look like they got beat up by Tommy Hearns. Like when Martin got whooped by Tommy Hearns. Them shoes look like Tommy Hearns beat them up.
You know what? I think I did see that shoe.
Yeah.
This shoe is ugly.
It's ugly, dog. It's the shoe your daddy cut the grass in, dog.
No,
for real. Like them, the shoes that like your granddaddy put on. He see them at Shoe Carnival, or he see them at like Discount Shoe Warehouse or something, and you buy them and you get another pair for half off.
But that is where, like, okay, so a lot of these shoes, like, especially with the sneakerheads, a lot of these shoes that are out are courtesy of dudes going to Nike ID and creating a shoe.
Absolutely.
And somebody seeing it like, ooh, because Nike leaves their shoe available for other people to see and get.
Right.
So if you go to Nike.com and like you go over to the Nike ID section, they'll sell you the shoe that's already been customized.
Right. Right.
When more and more people start selling them, okay, cool. We'll re-release this shoe.
Yeah. And that's mainly because of aftermarket. That's mainly because of like Goat app and other stuff like that. When you resell, because that's where the money is now in resale. That's why them Travis Scotts, when you get them, they 200, but a month later they 2,000.
But now you have dudes that's being ridiculous and building this ugly shoe that got knots on the side of it. And people, man, dude, get out of here, man. No, man.
Yeah.
All this is showing that we are so dumb now that we don't know what's fresh. We're being told, hey, rock this right here. You gonna like it. No, my nigga, I'm not finna like this ugly shoe. And you're throwing money away that in 2 months.
Yep.
2 months ain't finna be fresh.
Yeah.
No more.
Because they're going to go to something else.
Like, how many people are still, well, I don't know, somebody might still be rocking them the sock lining Balenciaga shoe. But
they're still rocking.
There's craziness. It's craziness.
And they paying for them.
Craziness.
They're paying for them.
I said I was gonna try one of them 10-soled Balenciaga shoe just to see what they feel like, but I was reading reviews on it. It was saying that they super tight because it's
Yeah, it's just so much. It's
so
so
many
bulky. Yeah.
and they heavy. You know what? That's the other thing. They heavy shoes.
Yeah.
They heavy.
And I think some of them are not even meant to be worn. Like you can't even wear. Like you can't wear those all night.
Like I saw one shoe. I was in Los Angeles, well, California. Well, same thing. Whatever. Beverly Hills. I was in Beverly Hills. And I was walking down Rodale Drive, and I was looking at these. I just walking by the front of Balenciaga. They had these little new shoe that looked like it was tractor soles on the bottom. It was like a blocky sole on the bottom. I was like, what is this? People buying this shoe?
Yeah.
I meant to take a picture of it. I was like, man, this is ridiculous.
And the styles, I guarantee you, if we could jump in a time machine and let's see, we'll say not 10 years.
Drake said it. This is a great time to be alive.
Yeah.
Because of the simple fact, you can make anything, throw an enormous price tag on that joint.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? This joint high. This joint must be good.
Yeah. Because a lot of times people associate quality.
We do.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah. It used to be the other. Well, that's the thing, I think. And you just kind of made me think about something. It used to be we took something and we rocked it and everybody else followed us. Mm-hmm. Now it's like they've taken elements of our culture, right? And kind of thrown some stuff together. Some designers, quote unquote design, really not designers. Like some of them, like a lot of these companies really don't even have designers. They just have people that say, okay, we're going to throw something against the wall and see if it sticks. But guess what? It don't have to be fly. It don't have to be fresh. It don't have to look good. They're going to wear it anyway. It doesn't matter. Just because it's got this price tag attached to it, and it's more about the status than the actual style. So guess what? Now we got Cardi rocking these shoes. We got the Migos rocking them. We got Gucci rocking them. Whoever, right? So this, I don't know, 17, 18-year-old kid decides that they want to get them Johns too now. And they're going to take whatever method or whatever, you know what I'm saying? They're going to do whatever it is they need to do to either get that shoe or get one that looks almost exactly like it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so here we are again, and this leads me to another point. Because I'm working on this piece called The Curse of Consumerism.
Okay.
Because consumerism, like we were meant to be producers. Because there was one point where Africans in this country, I say African Americans or whatever you want to call us, right? We know who we are. I don't even think I need to throw a whole bunch of titles around.
Right.
We were the biggest producers of everything. Now we're consumers, which means we're not making stuff that other people buy from us. We're buying everything from somebody else.
Right.
And quiet as kept, we buying back a lot of our own stuff. And that's funny.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because even the thing about the shoes, how we used to rock the jerseys, whatever, a lot of those ideas and stuff we came up with. And we sold the concept, or we sold the idea. We didn't hold on to it. We sold it to somebody else. And guess what? They're selling it back to us 10 times more than what we sold it for.
Right.
So now we're in a conundrum because we're spending more.
Not the conundrum.
Yeah, the conundrum. That's that Lamona College Education, by the way. Shout out to LOC. South Memphis again.
Right.
Gotta say that one more time. So we going back to buying or consuming without producing. Right. We've never had the factories. Let's just be real. We never had the factories, but we always had the concept.
Right.
We always had the idea, the concept. A lot of stuff we created because we didn't have it. So we had to create it on our own. So when folks was rocking the Dickies wasn't something that like was sold in a high-end store.
Right.
We rocked it because that's what we had to wear. So that's all we had to wear. So that's what we did. We created something out of what we had. Like it wasn't because we had a lot. We just created and made it fresh the way we did it. You know what I'm saying? And then they took the style, right? And said, well, I'm going to give you, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to give you a little something for it. Like, man, and we thought, oh, man, for real? Oh, this big company want to buy this from me? Like, oh, for real? And then they take it and mass produce it and then sell it back to us 5 times what we sold it for.
Right.
And now here we are going crazy. Woo! Like, this yours in the first
Well,
place.
maybe not that artist. That artist probably can still wear it for free, but us on our end, yeah, we like
average everyday person is paying for it.
Like, oh,
absolutely.
Let me get that Gucci joint, and it's $2,500 for the bag.
Right.
I'm like, man, dog.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't got this joint on sale?
Yeah. On sale, okay.
That joint never on sale.
Never.
Like, no, my guy, this is the price.
Yeah. And you finna pay it because you want to look a certain way.
You will lie. Not I.
Man, it's crazy. It is super crazy. Like super duper crazy.
Got the hotline bling over here. Look at
man,
him.
Whatever, man. It's my kids calling me. I'm gonna call them back in a minute. But yeah, we spend so much money, man, on BS, bro. Like, it's unbelievable. It's like
The
unbelievable.
Yes. So like, I got some friends of mine. Like I used to be in this chat with them, and they be always talking about. They sound like TV snobs to me. So I be on the outside looking in, and like, yeah, man, you got to get this new so and so TV. It has this and it has these little pixels and all these other types. So I'm like, dude, but what's wrong with your TV right that you got now?
Nothing.
But it doesn't have this new feature, blah 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 blah. I'm like, but dude, what's wrong with your TV now?
Not a thing.
I'm like, I don't even want this real live TV thing that you got on your television. Like, unless it's sports, my nigga, I don't want to look at real life Godzilla. I don't want to look at real life Wolverine. I don't want to look at real life Shazam, The Punisher, Luke Cage, none of this. I don't want to look at the stage play of in my living room. And that's what's going on. I'm like, no. Give me, man, no, man. See, I can't even come over here. Okay, cool. Don't come over my house because I got a regular television.
So since you said that.
But that's how black people have become. They always trying to flip and get the new thing, the new this, the new that, just to say, I got this new to say you are above me. But why, my nigga, you struggling?
I told you, man. It's
you struggling.
It's consumerism. That same TV that you buy today for $1,500 by Christmas, it's gonna be $650, and it's still gonna be overpriced then.
Right. I wait a couple of years. I'm like, you know what? I'll wait until it's like, hey man, I can't refuse this deal.
Yeah. Well, because
like a 75-inch TV for $300, you like, it's $300.
Yeah.
But that's what it's finna be.
That's what it's finna. Matter of fact, so the TVs that you buy for Christmas, because
are going to be half their price or less by
Super Bowl. By Super Bowl.
By summer, yes.
Because that's what they do is when Super Bowl rolls around, you're gonna see a lot of TV prices.
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl was February. Was that February, March? No, No. January, February, end of January.
By the prices I'm talking about the summer.
Well, yeah, because you passed Super Bowl at that point in time. So all the inventory that they didn't sell, they got to get rid of by summer.
Cause the Super Bowl, they still gonna be charging strength for the TV because they know you gonna know. Well,
it depends on what kind.
They
it
might
is,
be
though.
bringing it down so you can buy TV for to watch the Super Bowl.
The ones that came out previously, you gonna see the prices drop. Now your new stuff is gonna hit like before.
Yeah,
but see, they know that that's a part of retail culture. They got the time frames down. Your entire year, as far as how you buy, how you purchase goods and services, and particularly goods, when you talk about electronics and so forth, they got it down. Because guess what? You got Super Bowl, right? Mm-hmm. And you got March Madness.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You got March Madness, and then you get into the summer, which the league, you talking about NBA Finals in June. Mm-hmm. Okay. So then you at that part you got like a little dead period, whatever, because people are getting into have gotten into other types of sports.
You got the WNBA, man.
Well, you got WNBA, of course.
Look at you, Sam.
What, man?
I see what you're doing, sir.
What are you talking about?
You just left them out intentionally.
No, I did not leave them out intentionally. First of all, let me clear this up. This dude gets me put off the radio before I get on. I'm not leaving out WNBA. WNBA basketball players, the women are far more fundamentally sound than the guys are. Real talk. Let's just put that out there while we talking about that.
Is it like watching a Spurs game?
It's like watching WNBA. If you want to learn how to play basketball the right way, watch the WNBA. Don't watch the NBA. I'm real talk. Seriously. This is like, I'm not making this up. I've always said this, that women are the top fundamentally sound athletes are women.
So I'm going to say something what I'm laughing at right now.
Okay, go ahead.
What you sound like is like that friend girl that tells you, Sam, but she has a great personality. You just need to meet her.
What you talking about? What are you talking about? She got a great personality.
Okay.
You saying she ain't that good looking, but she got a great personality. So
you know, like that scene from Friday, and she gets out the car and
man, come on, dog. You talking about something totally different.
No, I'm not. That's how you're describing. They're so fundamentally sound.
No, I'm telling the truth.
Because real talk, the Spurs are fundamentally sound, and I can't stand watching the game. Nigga, I be going to sleep. That's the only team that I know in the playoffs I'm going to go to sleep. In the playoffs. How you go to sleep during a playoff game? Now, the only other time I might go to sleep is when Golden State is playing and their game has come on at 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah. but what I'm
only watching the first quarter.
What I'm saying is, looking at the game itself, the WNBA, the women's players are more fundamentally sound than the NBA. Reason being that guys rely more on athleticism and their ability to jump 45, 52 inches off the ground and pull up from half court or whatever.
Their pure skill is what you're saying.
Who, the women?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Because they have to learn the game from a fundamental aspect. Because you got more women that could jump higher and you got women dunking, but it's still not like it is watching the guys play.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so when you watching, like, because I mean, going back in time,
to me, it don't. Okay, so it's cool that I hope I don't say this and it's taken the wrong way. It's cool that they have a sport and it's dope to watch,
right?
But it just don't seem cool when you doing it against other girls. Now, if they was on the court with another guy and you crossing somebody over, like, oh my God, that nigga got crossed over. She laid it in. Oh man, that's
what you mean.
But
what you mean by that? You gotta explain that.
You know what? No, I'll leave it alone because that might kind of sound sexist. So never mind.
Yes, that sounds sexist, sir. It does. It sounds sexist. I know you ain't trying to be sexist.
I do apologize, but this is a conversation amongst men who, feels like, look at that. They showing you how. Never mind.
So
filters,
right? Filters. So let me ask you this question since you brought that up. All right.
My apologies if I do sound feminist. Did not mean to come off that way, but yeah.
Of course, man. Like we speaking from a different era, so it's not like we trying to offend nobody. We just
PC babies.
We just speaking from the heart, like for real.
Do you watch South Park?
Man,
I never understood what they meant by. So they got these little crying babies, and they call them PC babies. And then I realized that they are millennials, and they cry about every single thing.
Everything.
Nigga, when I finally realized that, I died laughing. You funny. Can't say anything without them crying.
It's funny, man. It's funny.
I'm offended. I'm offended.
And this is even after nobody really has done anything offensive. That's what's funny.
Exactly.
Like some stuff is not even offensive. It's just the fact that you see it and you have a personal opinion about it.
I want to be angry.
And I want to be mad.
Right.
But there are things that actually happened to the generation before us and the generation before that they actually needed to be mad about, that a lot of people nowadays are not even mad about.
Elaborate.
So think about the civil rights generation. Mm-hmm. Bit by dogs, sprayed by water hoses, arrested for standing up for what they believed in to get us to where we are now, right?
Right.
To give this generation the opportunity to be mad about some stuff and not be beat up about it. They don't look at that as really upsetting. Like they'll say it, but they don't really get, like they're upset because somebody says a word a certain way. I don't think it should be said like that. Oh my God, you called me a man. Like what the Right. Like, dude, like what?
Right.
I don't consider. Okay, I got you. Okay, it's all good. Okay, I got you. Speaking of what?
I'm not sure if we talked about this. Again. Did we talk about Malik Yoba?
No, we didn't talk about Malik Yoba. We may have to end the show on Malik Yoba.
you said that, and I was like, I'm not a man. Like, but Malik Yoba though.
Man, that dude, man. Sometimes.
Oh boy. Yeah.
I'm gonna just say this. Okay. Yeah, I hope nobody, well, even if somebody does take this the wrong way, it's not my fault. You took this the wrong way. Malik Yoba should have just shut the hell up. He shouldn't have said nothing in the first place. He shouldn't have said nothing. You know why Malik Yoba should have kept his mouth closed?
It explains why his lips have been so ashy for so many years. Like, my nigga, you on TV.
Man.
And don't lick his lips. He don't lick his lips like LL or nothing. He just be like Mr. Hanky. Look, nigga, I'm ashy.
You know what's funny?
Ashy lips.
But
ashy
then
lips.
You know, Malik Yoba is what? Malik Yoba got to be like close to 50 or something like that.
Right.
He got to be.
Right.
I don't think Malik Yoba understood the power of social media before he started talking, though. No, he didn't. He didn't. You ain't even got to answer that question. He did not. Because if he understood the power of social media, he wouldn't have never said a word.
And then tried to fight a nigga.
And then tried to fight somebody for asking him about it because he was mad.
Look, we talked for 5 hours. 5 hours.
You said
about how to go about this.
And you said that we weren't going to talk about this, bro.
5 hours.
Like, dude, I was like, is this an episode of New York Undercover?
I'm like, Malik, you were getting interviewed, sir, for 5 hours.
bruh, like for real, like, all right, man.
You got a pre-interview to the interview.
Like Malik Yoba, bruh, like you should have known that this dude was gonna ask you these questions. Cause I mean, come on, man, be real. Like he been in Hollywood a long time. I'm telling you. A lot of folks do not understand how social media works, dude. They just don't get it.
Right.
Like some stuff you just gotta like, okay, you got your opinion. I'm cool with that. But in this time frame that we live in, it may change 2 years from now.
But one, he tried to speak. He brought up an issue that one,
nobody was even asking him about.
One wasn't asking him about, and two, it covers more than one issue.
Yeah.
So
he opened up Pandora's box, basically.
You got an underage issue. You got a transgender issue.
Yeah.
And then you get a bashing gay issue.
Yeah.
So you're having an interview with a gay man.
Yeah.
What? No, I can't really say that. He might not.
He may or may not. I'm not sure.
Right.
But so of course he has gay followers, gay audience,
right?
People that of course.
This nigga look like he about to whoop your ass, sipping the tea.
Exactly. That's what's so funny. Like one thing I want to put out there.
While Malik was threatening him, my nigga didn't budge.
Like you don't fight gay people. I'm sorry,
all right, what's good?
You do not fight gay people. You don't do that.
I didn't really think that he was until he started sipping the tea. I'm like, hold on, this thing.
He way too calm.
Like, okay,
he's way too calm.
But yes, how aggressive my nigga get. I was like, wow.
It must be some truth to what they asking you, dog.
Then I was like, what was y'all talking about for 5 hours, my nigga?
Yeah, but I'm saying he got so mad about it. I'm like, it's got to be like this. Got to be getting in your, you know what I'm saying, in your business, dog. Because you mad about, like you stupid mad about it,
right?
Like you ready to fight mad about it. That's the thing that.
What he don't realize is that the black community still look at that as gay.
Yeah, because there's, of course, like you got different classifications. Anybody here checked out Chappelle Sticks and Stones? Mm-hmm. I think he gave it was more so like it was a part of his monologue or part of his, I guess, I want to say,
but he don't want to. But he don't want to relate. He don't want to say that he's gay.
Right.
It's the thing.
Right. Like that's the thing. If that's what you into, just be honest and say that's what you into. Mm-hmm. Like don't try to come out and be an advocate, but then it's like, well, I'm an advocate, but I'm not really gonna tell my business.
I just know what they've been through, and that's all.
And that's it. And I don't want y'all to ask me about it. Like, nah, bro, they gonna ask you. Like, homeboy, you can't when you put that out there like that,
right?
Because you got so many people that support that group of people, right? Mm-hmm. So they gonna want to hear from you because they're looking to be included. It's about inclusion. That's really what it is. Mm-hmm. So when you say that, you gotta come with. Like you gotta stand up. Like at that point in time, you gotta stand up for your people. Like for real. Like,
but he don't feel like he's the people.
But that's funny that you say that.
I'm not the people.
You got people that was like, no, I know this dude back in the day. Like this how he get that. Like this how he got down. Mm-hmm. Now we talking about Hollywood. We call it Holly weird. You know, to a degree. Like you know what I mean. Like people in Hollywood get out a lot of different ways. You know what I'm saying? Like. That's a part of it. You know what I'm saying?
But so I've always had this theory. Have you ever seen him associated with a woman celebrity since he's been out? I mean, not since he's been out, but like since he's been TV shows and movies and things like that. Have you seen him like on the red carpet with a woman?
No, that's a good question. I mean, Malik Yoba ain't just been on red carpets. Like lately,
But
like big time. Stuff,
if you were to
know what I'm saying?
Google him, they're going to be red carpet. He does go to red carpet events, so there will be pictures of him, but there's no woman associated with him. So I've always had this theory that people who you don't see in the like a celebrity in the limelight, and you don't see them with a significant other that's a woman. 9 times out of 10, I feel like they're gay or they're in the closet.
Probably so.
Because like I said before, okay, Chris Brown. If you pull Chris Brown up right now, there's gonna be some type of a picture that you're gonna see with him and a woman.
Correct.
Who can I say? Denzel Washington.
Correct.
So if you look up Jesse Smollett, I'm probably gonna get so much flack for this, but if you look up Michael B. Jordan, he's not associated with anybody.
Who, Michael B. Jordan?
Yes.
I think he was who was he dating? Or supposed to be dating?
I'll wait.
What's her name? Michael B's got it. He did an article. He was talking about his girlfriend in the article.
Who?
Yeah, like she's not. I don't think she was like well known or nothing like that. She's like somebody he been dating for like a long time or whatever.
But we would have seen her, right?
I think he's taking pictures with her.
Have you?
He's been out with chicks, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I'm almost certain.
Google. Show me.
I'm gonna Google this right here.
It should be an easy search.
Hold up, I'm finna look this up. So we're gonna look up. I mean, if he, you know what I'm saying? If he like dudes, I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
I don't have a thing about it. I'm just saying, in this day and age now, you can kind of tell who is because you don't see them associated with the woman.
True.
Like there is no history of. There's no even a back history of.
All right,
who everybody even got an ugly chick that you dated.
Oh my god.
Or something.
You gonna get us canceled?
I've got a couple of them.
Nah, so
Jason, you don't forgot about me.
I got it.
I know where you at.
Hold up, I got it right here. This is a BT article, new couple alert. This is from last year.
Okay.
January 2nd, 2018, BT article. New couple alert. Michael B. Jordan has a girlfriend and Twitter is torn AF. It's torn as you know what, right? Starting out a new year, a woman named Ashlyn Castro, right? So this was just
what she look like?
I don't know. I don't have well I got a little, it's a little like YouTube video right here. But it's like something about and this is BT. So of course it was the discussion of him not dating a black woman. This is what kind of
that's the chick that he met off Instagram?
No, not her. No, not her. That's a whole that's not her. No, this is somebody that he was actually dating. So
I just find it intriguing as far as,
I mean, come on, man. Like
celebrities who you've never seen them associated with a significant other.
Well, so let me say this.
We asked the wrong questions.
So no, I'm trying to figure out. So if we go back in time, right? Let's go back in time real quick.
And the only reason why I'm saying in all of this,
none of this would be new to us about Malik Yoba.
No, I don't think it's surprising. I don't think it's surprising at all. Because again, like when you get into entertainment, music, all of that, people live various lifestyles. I mean, people live various lifestyles anyway. But when you get into that, you're exposed to. You know what I mean?
I was blown away about the Richard Pryor, Paul Mooney.
I wasn't at all.
I wasn't about Paul Mooney himself, but the Richard Pryor Paul Mooney I was.
What you mean, Richard Pryor Paul Mooney? Which part are you talking about?
That they were lovers?
I ain't never heard that.
Whoa, for real?
No. I heard something about Richard's son, like Paul Mooney slept with his son,
but
or
that's
something.
The reason why he had,
that's
the reason why he had access to his son because were.
Of him. Now, I wouldn't have been so. For context, there was a roast that Richard Pryor had with everybody that was from the Richard Pryor show. It was a short-lived show on NBC, I think. I think it lasted maybe 1 or 2 seasons or something like that. And Paul Mooney, one of the greatest comedy writers of all time, like period, one of the greatest comedy writers of all time, was Richard Pryor's writer, right? They were homeboys. They were tight. And I remember on that roast, where I don't know if you saw it as well, where when Richard Pryor, because he owned, you know how when somebody gets roasted, like everybody gets a chance to insult the person of honor.
Right.
So Richard Pryor, being Richard Pryor, who was masterful, like he's probably
they were roasting Mooney?
No, they were roasting Richard Pryor.
Okay.
And so everybody from that show got a chance to roast Richard. And then when Richard got up, he got a chance to roast everybody.
Right.
Which Richard Pryor, being probably the greatest comedian of all time, owned his own roast. No, it's not a question. It is no question that Richard Pryor is arguably, I say arguably because there's some other opinions, Richard Pryor is arguably the greatest comedian of all time.
Okay.
You can disagree, that's fine. I'm just saying from my perspective.
Okay.
To add context to what we're discussing. Paul Mooney was his boy. Now, Richard Pryor made a statement. He made 2 statements. So when he got ready to roast Paul Mooney, he referred to him as a queen. So we're talking 70s, 80s.
Actually, well, okay. Well, on the roast, yeah. But outside of that, he used to refer to him as Pauletta. He introduced him as Pauletta.
He did. Of course, he did. Right? Which was, quote unquote, a joke. But looking at how Paul Mooney carried himself, a lot of people would say he was feminine. Right? Okay. Paul Mooney has never came out and said that he was gay or whatever. He's always said that because he was married and had kids, whatever. Right? So just for clarity and context, Richard Pryor referred to him as Pauletta, he did, and he also referred to him as a queen. Then he says in the roast, Paul was with me when I effed my first faggot. That's what Richard Pryor said. That's what Richard Pryor said. All right? This is not my words, y'all. Y'all can look this up. This is what Richard Pryor said.
Okay.
What made it so funny, why people laughed at it so hard, they know Paul Mooney, right? And Richard Pryor was always open about his sexual experiences.
Right.
At a time where that was very taboo.
Right.
Like Richard even said, like he's, you know what I'm saying? Then here we are, 30 years later, the book company, these different books come out. Richard Pryor had a transgender person living in the house with him and his wife or whatever. I think he supposedly had a relationship with Marlon Brando or something. I heard that or whatever.
I heard all of them had a relationship with Marlon Brando.
Yeah.
According to Quincy Jones.
Of course. That's a whole nother story. So, which is not, I'm not surprised by any of it. What I'm saying is that Richard was very raw.
All of this is during the Bill Cosby era as well.
Well, that's who, when Richard first came out, that's who he wanted to be like, was Bill Cosby. But he was like...
Actually, to me, that's... That nigga timing and everything is the greatest comedian.
Who, Bill Cosby?
Yes.
Well, yeah. Like I said, Richard is arguably because a lot of people put Bill there. You know what I'm saying? Because of what he was able to do from doing stand up and sit down comedy, right? How he was able to tell stories and put jokes together, and then transcend that to a Hollywood career, and transcend that to multi-million, billion, so forth and so on. So Richard was different in that aspect. Like Richard was an entertainer, but he was a comedian. Like at his very core, he made people laugh based on his experiences, his life, whatever, good, bad, ugly, whatever.
I think the reason why I say I don't like, the reason why I say I don't think he's the greatest comedian, I look at him kind of like how do you like Mike Epps? I asked that question.
Please don't compare Mike Epps to Richard Pryor. Please don't do that. Because Mike Epps wants to be Richard Pryor.
But
everybody wants to be Richard Pryor, dog.
But that's the reason why I'm saying it's almost like it's, I don't want to say this and I'm probably going to get cursed out for it, but junkie comedy.
It wasn't just junkie comedy, though.
It's like to me, when you look at it, it's like laughing at a junkie on stage.
But that's true, but listening to,
because when when you look at Mike Epps, he be walking across stage and doing all look, dude, that's the type of stuff that you see when you on the track and you like, hey nigga, what you finna do for this track? Man, go, give me that little rock, man.
Well, where did he get that from, though?
From his life experience.
True.
Yes.
True, but a lot of what he portrays, you can tell that he grew up listening to probably Richard Pryor records and watching JoJo Dancer and Sunset Strip. Like, be honest about that. Like, Richard Pryor's influence on the culture.
Do you think that's when Richard Pryor's career went down when he did JoJo Dancer?
I think his career, from what I've seen and watched and studied, his career went down.
Before then or after?
It was already, his spiral is probably what, his spiral from drug addiction is what not necessarily destroyed him, because, he died later on in age. But as far as him comedically, his health, right? It affected his health, and his spiral from drug abuse and drug usage.
Because that nigga was in Superman.
Yeah, he was in Superman. Yeah, he was.
Like the second joint.
Yeah, he was in Superman, which was big at that time.
Right.
Which was huge at that time.
Like to come from Superman 1 you in Superman 2. Was it Superman 2?
Yeah, I think Superman 2. Yeah. That was huge.
I'm like, man.
And if you watch the movie Which Way Is Up, in my opinion, because a lot of people, I don't know why they haven't seen this movie. If you watch Which Way Is Up and you really watch that movie, Which Way Is Up will save your marriage, will save your life, will save your relation. Dude, here he is, right? So
maybe I haven't seen the movie.
Yeah, you got to see it. Like, I'm not going to tell you the exact story of it, but he was a guy, right? He was married, had a family. And so he transitions from being a blue collar employee to a white collar employee. He's a manager at this particular time.
Okay. And
he becomes connected to some people that kind of help push him ahead. Well, in this particular time, he meets this other lady. He's more big time, you know what I'm saying? So he kind of forgets about his situation at home. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm not going to get all movie. So he changes. And so it kind of teaches you this lesson of staying grounded and staying true to the people that were with you when you didn't have anything.
So it's not a funny movie?
Oh, it's one of the funniest movies that you'll ever watch.
Okay.
Just for real. Like, it's because Richard Pryor playing like 3 different characters in the movie.
It ain't Leonard Part 6 though.
Okay. I thought you were going to say an actual funny movie. Leonard Part 6 was probably the worst dumpster trash that anybody has ever. Even Bill Cosby forgot. Bill Cosby hates that movie.
Do you know I went to the movie theaters?
Oh my God. Dude, you wasted What was movies back then? $7.25 or something like. You wasted $7. You wasted $7 on Leonard Part 6. I didn't see Leonard Part 6 until it came on like
My nigga,
TNT or like HBO or something.
My nigga was chasing villains on an ostrich.
Dude, you went to the movies and saw that was one of the coolest moments in history. Leonard Part 6.
That nigga went from I Spy
to Leonard Part 6.
He went from I Spy, Uptown Saturday Night.
Let's do it again.
Right. To Leonard Part 6.
To Leonard Part. How you go? Bruh, how you go from making move? I mean.
Yeah.
Bruh, like, how you go from making movies with Sidney Poitier to Leonard Part? Where
is Sidney Poitier?
Poitier still around. He's still kicking.
He just said fuck Bill Cosby.
But I'm just saying he ain't. They probably still talk.
He ain't threw no lifeline. Like,
no, sir. Ain't nobody throwing no lifelines to Bill Cosby. Nobody.
Hey, Bill.
No.
You by yourself, buddy. I'll collect calls.
Like, that's what's funny, man. It's crazy.
You ain't heard of peep.
No, none of
they done pull everybody out the closet about Bill Cosby. You ain't heard of peep
ain't
from
nobody.
Dude.
Ain't nobody. That Bill Cosby, man, that's a whole nother show. That's an entirely different show. I'm not even gonna go down that route. I'm gonna say, as we were talking about, as far as greatness goes and comedy, and then too, impact on culture. Richard Pryor, Bill Cosby.
You think so? Hold up. So I asked, you think Richard Pryor is funnier than Redd Foxx?
That's a tough one.
See,
Redd Foxx was a hell of a storyteller, though.
And see, that's the thing, because everybody keep throwing this stuff out about Richard Pryor, the greatest, and stuff like this. I'm like, my nigga, you do realize there are other comedians outside of Richard Pryor.
Yeah, but you got to think though. At the time that Richard was at the peak of his influence,
Redd Foxx was just blackballed.
Well, of course, because Redd Foxx's comedy was more adult after dark. Remember Mom's Mabley was adult after dark. You know what I'm saying?
He did comedy without cursing.
Who?
Redd Foxx.
When?
He will find a way.
Have you seen Redd Foxx stand up?
He will find a way to use the word pussy without using it the explicit way.
Yeah, but we still knew what he was talking about. The hood knew what he was talking about, though.
But he wasn't talking about. He was talking about a cat, but he would use it in another way.
That's true. But Redd Foxx was raunchy, dog.
But it wasn't explicit.
Dude, have you seen Redd Foxx stand up?
Yes, I listen to it all the time on Sirius XM.
And Redd Foxx was not explicit.
He found a way to get around explicit rules. Yeah, is what I'm saying.
I agree with that.
So yes, so he found a way on play on words.
True, I agree with that,
and I dug the way he did the play on words.
We'll see.
So it was like entendres. So he would do comedy in double and triple entendres.
Yeah. I agree. I'm not disagreeing with that. What I'm saying is,
to me, that's dope as shit.
It is. I'm talking about impact on culture and impact on the industry overall.
Richard Pryor, did he have a TV show?
Yeah, I just said he had the Richard Pryor show. It was on NBC. They canceled it after like one season.
So
he did Car Wash. No, you talking about? We talking about?
It wasn't like Sanford and Son.
Sanford and Son was different. It was a totally different concept. And then you got to remember too, man. Real talk. Like when you start talking about network TV, Norman Lear and all them folks, them boys, they got behind certain concepts and comedians and stuff. Because with Redd Foxx, you got to remember.
They didn't like Redd Foxx like that.
No. If you have. You can't. Okay, so that was Quincy Jones too. Remember, because he was the one that wrote the theme for Sanford and Son.
Oh, he did the music for
He
Sanford?
did the music for Sanford and Son. That's his song.
So he
composed that. So he had backing outside of just. And then that show was a story about a dad and a son. They owned the junkyard. The mom died. So it was a lot more content that they could wrap around it in their story.
Now, mind you, I'm throwing this up. I hated Sanford and Son.
Why'd you hate Sanford and Son?
Dude, it was a horrible example of father and son relationship to me. Lamont hated his dad.
Okay.
His dad was a hustler.
Okay.
Any idea that his dad came up with to hustle, Lamont went to go snitch.
Okay.
His dad be trying to get up on chicks. He's single. He's not married or nothing like that.
Right.
Lamont hating on his dad when he trying to get up on something.
Okay. I roll with you on that.
I hate it. The main reason why I couldn't watch it, I could not stand Lamont. I'm like, dude, this your daddy, my nigga. You calling the police on your dad? Dude, my nigga. Man, I remember I was watching the episode, and I can't remember if it was his birthday or Grady's birthday. It was somebody's birthday. So somebody was celebrating something. So they were talking about the women that they was going to invite over, or whatever. They was going to have a little shindig or whatever at the crib. Lamont found out about it. Right?
Right.
So what he ends up doing, he gets in contact with the women. He rapped to the women like, oh yeah, nah, they not going to be here. They're going to be someplace else. So Fred and the guys sitting at the crib waiting on the women.
Right.
So while they waiting on the women, you know how guys do. We listen to music. We still finna have fun until the ladies get there.
Right.
Now they tired out. They're a little drunk. They sleep.
Right.
Now guess who come through the door? Lamont with the women. The women come through. Oh, these guys, they so tired. They sleep. We don't need to be here.
Right.
Now they leaving.
Right.
Lamont got this little smile on his face. But dude, are you trying to smash?
Right.
You not smashing.
Right.
You not smashing. You keeping your daddy from smashing. So what's your point here? I hated this show. And it was a constant back and forth like that every episode.
Yeah.
I was like this when I was little. So I would be over a friend's house. Me and my sister would be over a friend's house, and they would be sitting right in front of TV laughing. I'm like, what are they laughing at? This nigga is making me mad.
Well, I mean, I get what you're saying.
And mind you, Lamont didn't have a job.
Nah, not that I don't remember him having no job either.
So you didn't have a job. You hating on your daddy making money. He got a junkyard. You hating on your dad because your dad got a junkyard, mind you. This junkyard bringing in business.
Well,
it's bringing in money.
If you're gonna say that, think about Good Times.
I didn't like Good Times either.
After getting older, that show was one of the worst shows on TV.
It was a horrible example of real life. That ain't real life. Like, that had nothing to do with real life there.
Well,
real life in the hood, here's some example, but I was like, dude, no.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about black TV at a time, because Norman Lear made millions off of our struggle. Let's just be real about that.
If you had white writers involved in anything of a black show, it was a horrible show because
that's what John Amos said when they interviewed John Amos on why he left Good Times. And
it's their interpretation of what they think good life is.
Right. So they start out telling this story about a family that's struggling in Chicago in the projects. Okay, which is a true story for many of our people, right?
Right.
That's Black Experience USA.
Right.
But what happened was the show became a minstrel show because of JJ.
Michael.
And Michael too. And Michael too was a part of it. It became a minstrel show centered around JJ, Dynamite, his lips poked out, eyes bugged out, telling jokes, laughing. Like you can be funny, you know what I'm saying? But the whole story ain't got to be about. So what happened was, and listening to John Amos talk about it, I understood why a lot of people now, a lot of black folks now say, man, I saw Good Times. It was funny coming up. It's some good, it's some funny moments on the show. But that show overall, like, was not, it had nothing to do with having no good times. They had bad times like the whole show, except for at the end when they got a chance to move out the projects.
That show was horrible.
So looking at Florida though,
and they moved out the projects after James died.
So
it wasn't because you had a strong black man to help to get you out.
No, it went from having his dad who was a hard worker, provide for his family, because Florida didn't have a job. She worked, like later on, she did like some part-time stuff or something, I think, at some point, but she never really had a job. So he was providing for the family. He'd work for a little while, he'd get laid off, right? Work for a little while, get laid off. So he was trying to hit that big lick, you know what I'm saying? John Amos said himself that when he saw how the writers were instituting more of
him not being there.
Well, him not being there, and also it was like, okay, when is James gonna get his break? Because like he's not only a hard worker, he's intelligent. He just happens to be a disciplinarian, and he don't take no shit. You know what I'm saying? But it went from that to the focus being on JJ, dynamite, woo, ha ha, knee slapping and all of that. And it was like, okay, what image are we portraying here? And so he was like, I wanted off of it because I saw which direction it was going in. Now the other part is, and we can't leave this out,
but all images of black men are like that on TV shows.
True. Here's the other piece of it though. When you mentioned Lamont Sanford, always hating on his dad, hustling and doing whatever to come up. If you notice, Florida hated on a lot of stuff that was positive in their family. I'm gonna give you an example. When they got that picture that JJ painted that was supposed to be Black Jesus, remember? They said it was Ned DeWino. That was some imagery in that particular episode. If we watch it, we'll learn a lot from that. That's what Jesus really looked like. Per the Bible, not what I'm making up. Eyes like fire, hair like wool, right? Skin is bronze. When James put that picture up, or when that picture got put up, right? They had a lot of good fortune happen in their household, remember? Right? Remember what Florida said? That ain't what Jesus looked like. Jesus is this Jesus right here that I grew up looking at, the white Jesus with the straight hair and the beard. You remember that?
Okay.
You remember?
Okay, go ahead.
Hold up.
Go ahead.
So she was enticed and caught up with the image of Christ that she was taught. That when remember Michael was saying, Mama, if you look at the Bible, this is the Christ that we were taught that was really the Christ, this person right here that looked like us.
Right.
James looked at it like, I know one thing, ever since we put this picture up, good stuff been happening for us, so this picture gonna stay here. Florida had a fit about it. Now, why would you have a problem with all of the stuff that's been going on with y'all? Your husband can't find or keep a job. You can't get hired nowhere. Your son getting beat up at school by bullies. Your daughter getting harassed.
So now I will say that it is somewhat of a believable storyline. Now I've never seen this episode, but I would say it's a somewhat believable storyline because you have some black people who do not want to open up outside of what they have been programmed to believe.
Most black folks.
So it's like when you put that up there, that's blasphemous.
Yeah.
So you putting this, so regardless of because I mean, in real talk, if we want to talk about things, I mean, the devil can give you gifts also to make it seem like it's from God. Yeah. So she could be looking at this blasphemous. I'm not going to say this so-and-so, so-and-so. So I can look at it from that aspect also. So
what does the devil look like?
Nobody knows.
Yes, we do.
From an image of that somebody told us what they look like.
No, I ain't talking about the pitchforks. The devil looks like any bad stuff or bad person that I experienced in my life. That's what the devil look like.
Yeah.
So who would the devil look like to black people at that particular time?
The white man.
Exactly. I mean, it's simple. It's not
Right.
like it ain't hating or nothing, or we're not causing racial division here or nothing like that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, yeah, Michael was militant, and of course, Michael wouldn't have no problem calling a white man the devil. But when you put an image of something that you believe in up in any culture, anybody's culture, you go all across this world.
But outside of the United States, in other culture,
right. Their
Christ
God looks like them. Or no. Their God looks like them. The Madonna is black everywhere, except for here.
That's what I'm saying.
The Christ is black. The virgin birth, they're black.
Right.
If you go to church, if you go to the original churches, if you go to the original Catholic Church, the Madonna is black.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Except here.
Which that's a whole different topic. What I'm saying is, why on those particular shows you had, of course, you got to have a protagonist and an antagonist, right? Mm-hmm. You mentioned the son being the antagonist, the father being the protagonist. Mm-hmm. That in my opinion, I agree. It made absolutely no sense. You had this black son who always had a problem with what his dad was doing, but his dad was the reason why he was able to do what he was doing, right?
I'm like, why don't you help your daddy hustle, man?
Exactly. Like his dad was like, I'm gonna leave you this whole empire.
And then he was like, what empire? I want this shit.
Like, exactly. Dude, the junk business is a very lucrative business. For real.
Yeah.
Like, real talk.
The state pays you to hold the junk.
Exactly. And
I'm like, when you realize that, I'm like, nigga, I need to build up a junkyard.
Exactly. So that in itself showed Lamont's ignorance. Mm-hmm. And then his partner Rollo was a thief and a con artist. Mm-hmm. And that was the dude that he hung out with all the time.
And from my knowledge, from the little episodes that I did watch of it, he never made any money with Rollo.
He never made no money. It was always something they was trying to do that never worked. You know what I'm saying?
But you talking about your dad, he'll come up on some money.
Yep.
Police. Yep. Lamont had called me and told me that you had. We're like, dude, what?
That's the part. My God, Lamont. How you call the police on your daddy? I'm tripping off of that. How you call the police?
Do you know how I want to say all of the seasons there is at least 2 episodes where the police have come to their house because Lamont has called them on his dad. Yeah. That nigga didn't commit a crime. His dad didn't rob anybody. He didn't swindle anybody out of anything. Well, did he? Maybe a little swindling. He was a quick talker.
Yeah, he was a quick talker.
But what crime is this? I see quick talkers on TV all the time. They're called commercials.
Yeah, yeah. It's just I'm gonna say it like this. Television shows are supposed to tell a story, right? And so the problem is, I would say the issue would be, here's the thing that I still, like, I understand it. I say I don't understand, but I really understand it. Mm-hmm. People had a problem. They had a big, overall, now, not me and you, people overall had a bigger issue with the Huxtables than they did with the Evans family.
Really?
Yeah. Stay with me. Stay with me.
Okay.
You got to go back in time and remember.
Because it's not believable that you had a doctor and a lawyer both living in the house.
But bro, like, I grew up in South Memphis where you had a principal and a pharmacist that stayed in the same house. You had doctors and lawyers in North Memphis that were married, black folks. Mm. Like, that was not foreign to me.
So you're talking about the big house?
No, it didn't necessarily have to be a big, because the house that the Huxtables stayed in wasn't really that big. It was a brownstone in New York. It wasn't just huge. Mm. But what I'm saying is, from a perspective of when you talk about black excellence and success, people had a bigger problem with the Huxtables than they did with the Evans family, who was, you know what I'm saying, who was always, like, people identified our people.
Struggle.
like we got the struggle
with the negative as opposed
we
to the
also
positive.
have a lot of success.
Yeah.
Because pre-integration, dude, we owned our own stores. We had our own movie theaters. Like, we had our own everything. Our own doctors, whatever, right? So why would that be so, like, I couldn't understand why the Huxtables were so foreign, but the Evans family was so, oh man, this is it, right? Like, this is, I'm like, hold up, they don't make any sense. Because we can attribute our personal experiences. Like, we can look at TV and relate to what we see.
The Cosby Show would force you to achieve something where
exactly.
the Evans family was like, oh, okay, I'm above them, so I'm not that bad. You don't feel bad at the position that you are because I ain't like the Evans family.
Right.
But the Cosby Show, look at these uppity niggas over here.
Exactly.
Throwing their wealth up in my face.
Exactly. And the interesting thing is that the Cosby Show, when Bill took that concept to NBC, they were expecting him to fail. Mm-hmm. They was like, oh yeah, you can have this spot. You ain't gonna have it long.
Oh, you can have all these years.
You ain't gonna have it long because it ain't gonna last. It's gonna be canceled. And he was like, nah, I'm gonna take a shot with this because this is what people need to see.
That's how they did Different World. That's the reason why Different World was so long.
Exactly.
Because it was like, oh, sure, you can have it that many years. Ain't nobody really on.
It's the reason why I went to a HBCU. Mm-hmm. Because of A Different World. You know what I'm saying? And when you see people achieving that look like you,
right,
then you start achieving because you see yourself in those individuals. But then when somebody else is like, oh, we got to cut this, like, this is bigger than we expected.
Then they start dumbing down our TV shows.
We got to cut this. Then you start getting into, you put another show in the same time slot on another station that attracts people to watch that. Or then you start putting, well, let's do, you know what I mean? Like, we got A Different World. So let's start doing New York Undercover. Let's show a black cop and Hispanic cop solving crime. Let's post some hip hop in there. Let's post some R&B in there.
Those shows taught us something. These other shows, like, okay, the perfect example showed they get the Cosby Show and other shows out there. It was like Family Matters. They ain't really teach us. They had a few shows that may have taught us something, but it was another dynamite.
Steve Urkel was another JJ.
Was Jimmy Walker.
He was another JJ.
Yes. Shucking and jiving.
And I think Jaleel White is probably, he's probably one of the smartest dudes. I think young dudes in Hollywood. He's done a lot of good stuff. But that Steve Urkel character, like, that was JJ all over again. Because you had a black cop for a dad. I can't remember. Rerun was the same thing. He was shucking and jiving and dancing.
No, I'm saying that's who he was.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So, like, I looked because, like Family Matters. Yeah, Family Matters, they dealt with a lot of issues that went, teenage alcoholism, Eddie getting getting pulled over by the police. Like, they dealt with a lot of good issues.
It was far and in between.
But it was far in between because after, like, the first season or second season or so, when Steve came out, the crowd loved him. They loved all that, and the show really became about Urkel. It should have been called Urkel Matters. You know what I'm saying? After a little while. And then it got stupid. It was like Stephon Urkel and all this other dumb stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So, but when it comes to how we view ourselves and what we see ourselves, we typically are influenced. And back to what we were talking about in the beginning, we're influenced by what we see. We're influenced by what we consume. You know what I'm saying? And that's the consumerism. What we consume can either be a curse or a blessing for us. You know what I'm saying?
And a lot of the stuff that we consume is, I'm telling you, it's dumbing us down if you ain't watching the right stuff.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
Especially if it ain't making your mind think.
Yeah.
Because, that's a, I'm about to wrap it up. That's going to be a whole nother topic because our programming has dumbed us down to the point where we don't even know how to think for ourselves.
Not anymore.
And because I'll go ahead and wrap this up. I think we've bored everybody. I ain't gonna say bored everybody to death, but we've been off on a tangent for a while on a few subjects. So this is the end of. I need to have something to say to wrap it up, so I can, just to have some type of little saying or something. Maybe that's what I do. Might have to think something up while I'm out of town or whatever. But yeah, go ahead and wrap this up. I am your host, Jason JWillDoesIt. My guy Sam, Ivan the Great, and this is Off on a Tangent, and we out of this junt. 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 Holla.
Peace.
Bye. Did I just say bye?
Yeah, you said bye.
Like a nigga on the phone, bye.
That nigga said bye.
Bye.